Okay, so Thanos, tell us about this poet, this great Greek poet, Odysseus Elitis, who is very famous in our country and abroad. And this is what the children researched and wrote about him.
Odysseus was a man of letters, one of poets, an atheist, and translator. He was born in 1911 in Heraklion, Crete, the sixth child of the family. His real surname was Alexandros. In 1914, his family moved to Athens, where he grew up with his love for books and nature. He lost his sister and his father in early age. He tried to study chemistry first and then law, but literature gained him at last.
Okay, thank you. And the next two to come. No, one. Orestes, please, Orestes. Tell us about the travels of Odysseus Elitis.
After 1923, he traveled many countries like Spain, England, Switzerland, Italy, Germany, Yugoslavia, Egypt, the Soviet Union, and the USA. In 1948 to 1952 and 1969 to 1972, he traveled to Paris and he lived there for many years. First, studying literature and meeting famous people of letters and artists of the world's avant-garde, and secondly, as he couldn't stand the Greek military dictatorship and oppression. She became Doctor of Literature in universities in Paris, London, Rome, and Athens.
Okay, thank you, Orestes. And now it's Catherine's time to come and tell you about his experience with the war, the Second World War in Greece and around Europe.
He joined the army in 1937, and during the war, he was always in the first line of the battlefield. In 1941, he became ill with typhus. He came very close to his death, but he preferred to risk his life rather than be imprisoned by the Germans. All this gave a dark element in his poetry.
And we go to the next page. And two girls here, Anna and Mirto, are going to talk about his literary work.
Works. Odysseus Elitis was one of the last literature representatives of the 20th century. He wrote many poems. One of the most popular is Action St. It is worthy. In 1959, Mikis Theodorakis, the famous composer, wrote music for his poems. He was twice named program director of the national TV, and in 1960 he was awarded the first poetry prize. In his poems, Theodorakis meets traditional Greek literature. His poems speak of the sun, the light, the turquoise sea, the rocky landscape, and the ancient ruins of a little native country. Other popular poems are Ένα το χεριδόνι and Ο ήλιος ο ηλιάτορας.
Okay, and let's go. Thank you, girls. And the last page of our presentation is going to be presented by Thanasis and Andreas.
Poetry. Odysseus Elitis was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1979, and his work, Action St., is regarded as the monument of contemporary poetry. He wrote about modern man's struggle for freedom and creativeness and the beauties of his country, Greece. Elitis attended the established awards ceremony on December 10, 1979, receiving it from King Charles Gustavus and gaining worldwide publicity. He died in Athens in 1996, being in the heart of the Greeks forever.
This was our presentation. This was the presentation of our school. Thank you for having your attention.
Agnieszka, this is your turn. Are you there?
Yes, okay, we're ready.
Yes.
Biograph Stefan Żeromski was a Polish novelist and playwright. He was a member of the Young Poland movement at the beginning of the 20th century. He was called the consigliere of Polish literature. He was nominated for the Nobel Prize in Literature 4 times.
Writer Stefan Żeromski was born in Strawczyn on 14 October 1964 into a poor noble family. His family were leaseholders at the time. In 1965, they left Strawczyn and lived in the village near Kielce. Finally, in 1969, they settled in Ciechoty in 1873 and 1874, Stefan Żeromski attended a primary school in Psari from 1974 to 1886. He attended in the State Secondary School for Boys in Kielce. During his stay in Kielce, he wrote his first essays in poetry and prose, which were evaluated by his teacher, Anin Gustav Böhm. The young writer faced the death of his mother in 1879 and then his father in 1883.
Stefan Żeromski. After graduating in 1886, Żeromski went to Warsaw and began studying at the veterinary school. Since he had no money to live on, he started working as a teacher. In 1890, he met Octavia Rodkiewiczowa, and they married in 1892. From 1892 to 1896, the writer traveled to Krakow, Vienna, Zurich, stayed for a while in Zakopane, where he contributed to the establishment of the Zakopane Public Library, and finally worked at the Polish National Museum.
Stefan Żeromski in 1899, his son Adam was born. In year from 1907 to 1911, the Żeromski family moved several times. The writer traveled a lot to places such as Italy and France. After he married Anna Zawadzka, his daughter Monika was born in 1913. In Florence, in 1915, he worked for Southern Zakopane Committee and became a board member of the public library in Zakopane. Unfortunately, in July 1980, his son Adam died. In 1924, in recognition of Żeromski's achievements, President Stanisław Wojciechowski gave him a three-room apartment on the second floor of the Royal Castle in Warsaw. Stefan Żeromski died there on 20 November 1925.
Yes, thank you.
Mehmet Ersoy is the author of the Independence March, creation and anthem of the Republic of Turkey and Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus.
Mehmet Ersoy was born in December 1873 in Fatih District in Istanbul.
The loss of his father in 1888 while he was attending the higher education level and the burning of their house in the Great Fatih Fire the following year left the family in poverty.
Akif began to write commercial poetry in secondary school as a teenager and continued to write classical or modern. In November 1920, a competition was opened by the Ministry of Education. 724 poems were sent in. Akif did not participate in a mentally but was attached to it. Ejected Alkesh presidency was not famous during intense match and accepted as the Turkish national anthem. 12th March of 1921.
Ranshan, we finished.
Yes, I see. Thank you very much, Ankara. And
Thank you.
Georgiana here.
Yes, I'm here. My pupils are very, very shy, and only one of them wanted to read. Juliana, can you come closer, please? Okay.
Mihai is Romanian national poet, born in Botoșani. He studied in Cernăuți and Vienna, embracing Romanian folklore and romanticism. Eminescu notable works include Luceafărul and Floare albastră. He wrote for the newspaper Timpul and engaging in political and cultural discourse. His poetry characterized by deep philosophical insights and mastery of the Romanian language. Immortalized him, despite struggling with health issues. His legacy thrives through his timeless contribution to Romanian literature and identity. Mihai Eminescu was born into a modest family on January 15, 1815 in Botoșani, Romania. His father, Gheorghe Eninovici, was a landlord, and his mother, Raluca Iurașcu, cultivated his appreciation for Romanian folklore and tradition. Mihai was the seventh son of 11 siblings, growing up in a large, close-knit family. His upbringing in a rural area surrounding by nature and familiar support greatly influenced his literary works. Despite financial struggles, his family's influence shaped his poetic vision and love for Romanian culture. Mihai Eminescu spent his childhood in the village of Ipotești, where he developed a deep love for nature and Romanian folklore. This early experience profoundly influenced his later works, instilling a sense of national pride and romanticism in his poetry. Mihai Eminescu began his education in Cernăuți, where he attended primary school and later the gymnasium. At 19, he moved to Vienna to study philosophy at the University of Vienna. There he was influenced by the work of Plato, Kant and Schopenhauer. He continued his studies at the University of Berlin, where he deepened his knowledge of philosophy, history, and literature, shaping his future literary career.
Yes, that's it for us. We have finished.
Very much.
Thank you.
And you see
Thank you.
the picture now on screen. We asked artificial intelligence about Mihai Eminescu's childhood, and it gave us this picture.
Cemal Süreyya. Cemal Süreyya was born in Erzincan in 1931. His real name is Cemalettin Seber. He died in Istanbul in 1990 when he was 7 years old. He and his family were exiled from Erzincan to Bilecik on a freight train after the rebellion in Tunceli. This journey, which had started at the age of 7, influenced his entire life in his poems. He described his poems. I opened my eyes in a freight wagon. My mother and father died in exile. His mother died of bleeding when she was only 23 years old. He had 3 siblings, Kemal, Perihan, Ayten. Kemal died when he was a child. His father, Hüseyin Bey, was involved in transportation with his uncle Mehmet. The family was forbidden from leaving Bilecik. After his mother's death, he was sent to Istanbul to receive a good education. His uncle had taught him how to read, write, and do math. He was ahead of his friends, so he...
Can you share it?
Yes. Now, just 1 second to see where. Yes, now you see?
Yes.
Okay, I will go back.
Yes.
His uncle had taught him how to read, write, and do math. He was ahead of his friends, so he was lazy but read other books. He received an award from his teacher for composition he wrote in the 2nd grade of primary school. He returned to Bilecik to his father when he was 11 years old and had problems adapting to the school he attended. His father, Mr. Hussein, married Mrs. Asma 6 years after his mother's death. She tortured the children and prevented Cemal. Cemal described this in his poems.
When Mrs. Esma left home, his father remarried the poet who passed the free boarding entrance exam, started studying at the Bilecik Middle School in 1944. From there, he studied at Istanbul Haydarpaşa High School as a free boarding student and graduated. Although Cemal Süreyya wrote poems during his high school years, he started publishing his real poems while he was studying at the university.
In 1950, he started studying at the Department of Finance and Economics at the Faculty of Political Sciences at Ankara University. He graduated in 1954, and while doing his military service, he also took different courses and received his law school diploma. Cemal Süreyya has the distinction of being one of the most read poets in Turkish literature. He was a poet and writer who translated approximately 40 books from French into Turkish. The poet received many awards.
Can you touch it?
Yes.
Another page open. There is a tree here. This is we said for it success tree. Students learn something, research something about famous people. And what are the effects about their success? We put here some icons at the bottom of the tree. If you can get bigger it, you see.
Okay. So there's a flower here.
Some
some words.
Which is more affected to the famous people for their success. Put copy and paste on tree. Students can do here or after meeting. And there's a clock here. If you touch the clock, students prepared for you a about famous people. They can do